Outstanding, terrific, spectacular, phenomenal. I don't use that word very much. I had a hard time saying it. Who says those words? If you've known Pete and describing occasions, you would hear those words. And that is a glimpse of Pete. I'd like to welcome you here. This is a celebration, and we want to honor Pete. And Pete would be proud and enjoy this. But beyond that, he would enjoy it because Pete was an ambassador for Christ, and he wanted to glorify God through all this. We also want to honor Kathy, wife of 41 years, and Kathy, we close friends with her, and she fought a really tough battle the last 9 years about going to the hospital numerous times. In fact, the last year, he was in every month. He was in the hospital, and I was trying to keep in contact with him and then call him. I was up in Twain Harte, and where are you? Well, I'm in the hospital. Well, why didn't you tell me? Well, I thought I was going to be there for just one day, but it's 5 days. But of course, he didn't complain. But Kathy had to trying to work and travel and take him very, very difficult, and I commend you for that. And we also want to honor 3 sons, Josh, Wade, and Todd, and how the Galde tradition will be passed on through you. I'm Steve Cain, and I'm here with my wife, Gail, and our 3 sons, and maybe some grandsons. We met Pete in 1971 in the townhouses on San Jose, and we were friends with the closest, and Kathy moved in. Also, Todd was there too, and great memories of Todd going down the back of the carport, and there's like these bumps there, and he was on his big wheels, and Todd would just fly down the back there. So we lived there about 3 or 4 years, then we moved over. They moved over to Matos. We lived on Matos. They moved up to Twain Harte. We have a cabin at Twain Harte. So we've had contact. We're contact with North Valley Community Church for numerous years, and there's a significant amount of people from North Valley here. There's even people from Sierra Bible Church up in Sonora. We had contact with Pete through when our kids were growing up. We have 3 sons. They have 3 sons. Little League games, soccer games. Eventually, it was going to Milpitas high football games and soccer and basketball games, and a lot of great memories. Camping trips, Campus by the Sea, Young Life, Promise Keeper, Bible study, campaigner group, and even he was our mortgage banker. So I think I've been probably part of everything Pete has been involved in. He's been involved in a lot of things, except Milpitas High Booster Club, but I was a coach there, and so I guess I was a little bit involved. There will be a lot of things shared about Pete. I think 2 common threads here will be, 1, his ability to communicate. And he's great penmanship and a great writer, and then verbally, he's a great communicator. And the other thing is a teacher. And Pete loved to teach. No matter what he was doing, he loved to teach. And when he went to mortgage banking, he would teach you through the process with a smile and that twinkle in his eyes and try to relax you as much as possible. But Pete wasn't all that perfect. There's wonderful things we can say about Pete, but a couple things. We used to have a barbecue, Western barbecue at our place through our North Valley Community Church. And I made the mistake of asking Pete to barbecue, be one of our 2 or 3 barbecue going. And so also I look over, and Pete is talking with this, I don't know who he's talking with, but Pete is good, eye contact there. And the meat was just in flames there. And I said, so that's probably not a good thing for Pete because he's a little too personal. We did some family father-son trips. I've had a lot of famous father-son trips, but this was the one. We borrowed the canoes from Tom and Mary Lou McCormick, and we went up to the Sierras. It was Wade, Pete, and my son Chris and I. So we get up there, and I think we had a tent trailer. Anyway, we get there, and we get the canoes off, and we're, okay, let's get in there. And I go, well, Pete, just, you know, I haven't done too much canoeing. Well, you just, you know, so he got out there with Wade, and you did it. This is how you do it. And he took off. Well, so now I'm adventuresome, so Chris and I just, okay, we followed along. We go down, it wasn't very far, and all of a sudden, there's his canoe wrapped around a rock. We don't know where they were. We go out. I'm holding on. My legs are just dragging on all the rocks, and I don't know where Chris is, you know, hopefully he was holding on. So we all met up, and the canoe was ruined. Sorry, Tom, it was ruined. He had his car keys there. He might have had his wallet. So now we're stuck without any keys. I had to call Kathy up to drive all the way up there. And, but you know what Pete would say about that trip? We had a ball. We just had a ball. And that's the way Pete was. I want to finish with the Galde legacy. And this is Pete being so positive no matter what the circumstances. And sometimes you don't really, you have to, if you get to know him really well, and we were in a couples group for a number of years, you know, and you have to kind of really work to find out exactly how things are going, because he is Mr. Positive and is glowing about everything. But you know what? That is wonderful. I mean, what a wonderful characteristic to be, instead of, you know, complaining. And his last, I mean, he had sickness for 9 years, but being in a hospital all the time, never complained. If you called him on the phone, you would not know his physical condition. And even the last week before he passed, we talked to him. Upbeat, you know, not complaining, and that's the Galde legacy. And I see that through his 3 sons. They have done this similar thing in terms of how you ever see these guys, and it's, you know, they might have had a car accident, lost their job, ran over a cat, but you meet them, and how you doing? Awesome. And that's the Galde legacy.